This is a quick little video to do with playing songs and how to find out what may not be working and narrow it down to the final bit that you just need to work on that could have been affecting the whole song on you. So, to explain, I was at a song this week with a student, and as is quite common, something might be messing up somewhere on them, and a student might go, well, this isn't working, the song isn't working. And I'll go, do you mean the whole song? And they'll go, And immediately, once you ask the whole thing, a student will begin to focus in on what part of the song it is that may be getting them or getting their playing. So in this example, it was a song that was going A minor, F, C, and G. And the student goes, this isn't working on me, or working for me. And I said, okay, is it the whole song? And they thought then, they're like, well, no, it's to do with the chords. So immediately we took it from it, not being the lyrics, not being the rhythm, but it was something to do with the chords. And here's our lineup of suspects. We only have 4 chords here. So then we lined them up and I said, well, how's your A minor? And they played for me and it'd be fine. Then I'd go, how's your C? And they play that and it'd be fine as well. Then I'd say G, it'd be fine. You'd notice I skipped F. Like usually, sometimes in a lineup of suspects, there would be one that would stick out a bit more than others. So F would be usually a one I'd go for. So next thing they played their F and it kind of went just dunk and it ended. So immediately we knew F was the one. So I said, really, it's not that all the chords aren't working, it's just that the F, there's something going on. And the student went, yeah, actually it's just that one. So now the problem kept getting smaller and smaller. Okay, so let's make it even smaller. Next thing I said, okay, let's look at the F. Let's see what's happening. So they played it for me on its own and it sounded nice. Okay, but the thing was, when they played it for me previously, they were coming from another chord. So it was G they were coming from. So all of a sudden, I said, well, it's on its own. It's fine. It works. And that's good to know. So you can get your F fine that way. And then I said, let's go from A minor to F. And sure enough, something was happening in the bridge between A minor and F. Being a teacher or a more experienced player or somebody else, it can be very easy to see what's going on with somebody else's playing because you're in the audience, you're not the one playing it. So for this student themselves and for anybody out there working on their chord changes, I'd recommend if you're the one playing it, get your chord that you're working on and like A minor to F, I said to this student, have a go yourself and see can you spot what's going on. And they started playing and next thing they kind of figured something was up. And I said, well, keep repeating it and looking and looking and looking and eventually something's going to pop out. I had mentioned that there's 4 suspects here, using the word suspects. Well, F then, the F we're using the index, the second finger, the third finger and the pinky. And then I said, well, let's narrow it down to even more of these sort of suspects. So you only have 4 fingers on your F. So it has to be one of them or 2 of them or a pair or something like that. So all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, I think it's the first finger. And I said, okay, if you think it's that one, go and play the chord change again and double check how it looks for you. So the student again went for their A minor and sure enough, once they're changing to F, this was happening. The index finger was sort of propping out a bit to give the other space to go on. So they're like, oh, that's what it is. So finally, we got the first finger. We kind of had the last bit. So in the space of 2 or 3 questions, what happened was we took it from this song isn't working to the chords aren't working to F isn't working to it's the first finger on F that isn't working. So the questions you ask yourself as you play, if you're figuring out what may be going on with your own playing at home, 2 or 3 of those mini questions can suddenly save you a load of time. So that was the F. Now that was the problem identified. And of course then we had to find a solution. So for anybody who's at A minor to F, a tip I'd have is you're on A minor here and next thing if you're moving to the 4-fingered F, your first finger just has to wait in the same place. Waits there. Your second finger moves down a string. Then your third and your pinky go on as a pair altogether. So I'd aim to get that. A lot of players, what can happen is this: when they're beginning their F, they'll take off everything and put it back on again. Alright? So that was the change we worked on. But this video is more about how to take a big level or a big picture sort of looking problem and just narrow it down until you find out what it is. Alright, I hope this video helps. Have a great weekend, everyone, and happy practicing whatever you're practicing.